Hi everyone! So November is pretty much over. It is the 31st on the day that I'm filming this. So that means that it is time for another monthly favorites video. Like, did November even actually happen? It was just like November 1st, Thanksgiving, today. So I have no idea. It doesn't even feel like November actually occurred in my memory at all. I was, trying to do stuff for my favorites and I was like, did I even live November or did it just go by incredibly fast? So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to get into what we are here for, which is my monthly favorites. And as usual, I'm going to start out with the beauty stuff and move on to like the food and lifestyle stuff afterwards. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is this nail polish, which is Essie's For the Twill of It, and it is just the prettiest duochrome gray nail polish ever. It is a gray base with like a teal and purple duochrome, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And I've had this nail polish for a little while and it took me a little bit to get into it, but once I did, I'm like completely obsessed with it. It just looks absolutely awesome on the nails and it is so incredibly gorgeous. And because it is an Essie polish, it does last for a pretty good time. You only really need to do like 2 coats and it does last pretty well. And it is such a cool like fall and holiday color, I guess. You could totally wear this during the holidays, so I have been loving that. The next beauty thing that I have been loving is kind of a constant favorite of mine. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Eyeshadow in Amber Rush. This is a color that I just keep coming back to. I feel like every 2 months I fall back in love with this color and I can't stop wearing it, and it's the best thing ever. It has such a beautiful shimmer to it. I feel like it almost looks like the Stila like Magnificent Metals foil eyeshadows, in that it does get that kind of like crepey, pretty effect to it, especially when you layer a lot of it on. And it just looks absolutely stunning. It stays all day, as the name would suggest, and it's such a beautiful color, I find, on brown eyes because it has that kind of pinky tone to it that just makes brown eyes pop, and with the gold it kind of brings out the gold in brown eyes as well. So I think it's such a stunning eyeshadow. I think this is one that pretty much everybody should own. I think it is such a classic and everybody should have this because it is such a staple in my makeup bag, and it's something that I reach for constantly, especially this month. And the next thing that I have been loving is purple lips. I have been so into purple lips this month that my wallet knows it. First one that I want to talk about is the NYX Butter Lipstick in Licorice. And this is such a pretty lipstick. It is a little bit more sheer and a little bit more glossy on the lips, but it's such a gorgeous dark mulberry shade. And it is definitely bridging the gap between a burgundy and a purple, but it is that perfect blend of the two of them. And on a similar note, the Maybelline Color Blur in Plum Please, it's the matte, kind of the matte version of that, and these are awesome. I don't so much use this like weird little blurry end, but I really like the way that this is. Like, it's small, it's slightly nubby, so I guess that's not super duper great, but I absolutely love it. And this color, it has okay lasting power for a drugstore. It's really great. But I do find that it tends to bleed and go kind of all over the place, so you have to be a little bit careful, and I definitely suggest blotting your lips when you use this. But it is such a beautiful plum mulberry shade. And then the next two that I have been loving are 2 lip liners from ColourPop. And the first one is Creature, which is similar to the other 2 that I have shown you. Again, it's kind of a reddish purple shade and it's just super pretty. I really like the ColourPop lip liners, although I do find that with the darker shades they can get a little bit patchy if you're wearing them on their own, but if you use them under any sort of lipstick, like, they make that lipstick last for such a long time. And I do find that you can use it on your own. You just need to have like a little bit of chapstick or something to make it glide on a little bit better. And the other one that I have been loving is Nevermind, and this is a blackened violet, as they say on the website, and it's the darkest purple that I own, and I think it's just so stunning. This can look a little harsh and a little bit goth, but when you want that, this color is absolutely amazing. It's pretty much the closest you can get to black while still having a little hint of color in it, and I love it, and it's awesome. And the last kind of beauty type thing that I want to talk about are two fragrances that I have actually been wearing together, and the first one is the Origins Ginger Essence, which I have in a roll-on, and this is such a pretty fragrance. My sister gave this to me, and I'm pretty sure she used to wear this like right around when I first met her. She's my stepsister, so I didn't grow up with her. Right around when I first met her, I believe she was wearing this, but she gave me this for Christmas a couple years ago. And it is just the perfect blend of like warm and fresh and like sensual and like bright. I don't know, it's hard to put it. Like, I don't find many fragrances that smell sexy to me that aren't like really heavy. So this one is absolutely perfect. And it has ginger with bergamot, lemon, and lime, which is probably why it smells so fresh and so nice. And then the other one that I've been loving is the Commodity Moss. And I only have this little tiny guy, but I'm definitely picking up either a rollerball or a spray-on. They are kind of expensive, so I might get the rollerball. But this one has ozone, petitgrain, Italian bergamot, and elemi, which I do not know what that is, eucalyptus, oak moss, and orange blossom, as well as cashmere woods, cedar wood, amber, and white musk. And it is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous perfume. It's so fall, it's so warm, and it's almost a little bit masculine, which I kind of like when I'm wearing my perfumes. I don't like super floral, girly perfumes. I kind of like the more masculine perfumes myself, but I find that these two layered together are just so amazing. This kind of brings out the sexiness in this, and this brings out any of like the fresh, less intense notes that are in this, and I think together they are just the perfect combination of scent. Next thing I want to talk about is some food, and I have been obsessed with Reese's Cups lately. I don't know what it is or where it came from, but one day I was just like, I'm gonna have a Reese's Cup, and it never ended. And now every time I'm in the grocery store, I pick up one of these king size packets or a couple of them, and they're just so freaking good. I mean, anybody who doesn't know, it is a peanut butter cup, so there is peanut butter on the inside, chocolate on the outside, and normally I'm not a giant fan of them, but I don't know what it's been. Like lately I've just been super obsessed with Reese's. And kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, the other food thing that I've been obsessed with are green drinks, bottled green drinks. And my two favorites are the Sambazon Purifying Greens, kale, apple, cucumber, and parsley. And this one is really, really nice. It's not thick at all, and it doesn't have a like super green taste to it. It's just really refreshing. And the other one is the Naked Juice Kale Blazer, and this one has orange juice, kale puree, apple juice, cucumber juice, spinach juice, celery puree, ginger juice, lemon juice, and natural flavors. But this one is a little bit thicker, but I do really enjoy both of these, and I find that for bottled green drinks, they are awesome and they're not super expensive at all. And the last thing that I want to talk about is a television show. I have been watching Hemlock Grove on Netflix, and I have just fallen absolutely in love with it. I can't really stop watching it. It's about a young man named Peter Romancic who moves into the town of Hemlock Grove, and there is a lot of mystery and like weird shit going on, and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but he meets a young man named Roman who is kind of from like a rival family. I'm still not sure if they're a rival family or if like their families just know not to mess with each other. I still have no idea, but the actor who plays Roman is Alexander Skarsgård's little brother, and the similarities are just ridiculous. Anybody who watches True Blood knows Eric, and they are like, they're exactly the same person. It's really weird to watch, but it is definitely an awesome, awesome show if you like kind of creepy, slightly gory, really weird thrillers that kind of catch your attention and have some supernatural bits in it. So that's all that I have for my November monthly favorites. Sorry if the last part of this has been kind of like speed talking. My battery light is flashing and I really don't want to have to sit through a charge. So sorry if I kind of rushed through the last half of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this very much. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below what your favorite thing was this November. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!